Welcome to Mermaid Love Tarot for your 5-part weekly bundle reading. I'm a counselor, a 2-time award-winning actress, and tarot reader. Enjoy your reading.
Hello Aries, welcome back to Mermaid Love Tarot for your 5-part bundle reading. I'm happy that you are here. Thank you for your support. We are going to begin by checking your energies. Please also remember, as I always say, I am not just any tarot reader. There are over 2,000 videos that show how I predict the cards and the cards come out. So please be mindful of my gifts. What do we have for Aries, please, guys? Also, you guys, I use this cup of water to channel messages. I have 10 guides, and before I do a reading, I do a ritual to call in my guides. Also, if you want to fast forward while I'm shuffling, that's fine, but I don't recommend that you forward the video as I am doing all the different 5 parts, because everything connects. And so, I don't want you to miss out on that. Okay, so we begin with the Bat card. This is a lot of prosperity. This is air energy, luck and wisdom, right? A lot of the time, prosperity and luck comes from our wisdom, from the things we know that, bring us our prosperity. And I feel like I cannot speak today. All right, you guys. So if you, for whatever reason, have been feeling down and out with regards to money, here it comes. All right, a lot of prosperity and a lot of wisdom. What do we have for Aries? I use several decks because I know that there is a lot of you out there. And so we have the card that says adorn the temple. We might see the Empress during our tarot part of the reading. The number 27 might be significant, and it solidifies luck that you just received that card, because the number 7 means luck. The number 2 means duality. And basically what they're telling you is to dress up, change your image. If that's something that you want to do, just adorn who you are. Okay? Make yourself better. Think outside of the box, right? Routine sometimes can become boring. So they're telling you just adorn your body, your mind, your soul. I'm listening to a little meditation music because it helps me to channel. I'm seeing somebody in the water at the park, like playing in the sprinklers. What do we have for Aries? You might be watching this video and with your kids at the park, and then maybe playing at the sprinklers. All right. And then we have unconditional love. The number 42 might be significant. 4 means stability. 2 again means duality. There is only love. There is only love. You are worth loving. All right, and we see the little giraffe with the baby. So you might be feeling an extreme unconditional love for somebody, or somebody may be feeling that for you. We might see the Lovers and the 2 of Cups. I also see the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, the Sun. We might see the 9 of Pentacles. Usually when I check energies, my guides just instill in me what we are going to see in tarot. It's crazy, but if you see my readings, you will be absolutely shocked. Every time I predict the cards, it's a new shock. It never gets old. All right, and it says embrace healing. Healing is a journey, not a destination. Trust the process and know that every step brings you closer to peace. All right, you guys, maybe you haven't been experiencing peace lately. It's how I've been feeling. I feel like, I am in desperate mode for peace, because I have not had it. All right, we are moving on to tarot. I have taken the card that we will reveal here at the end. And also, you guys, I go live. And I say that to say that if you have not subscribed, I encourage you to do so, because when I go live, I answer free tarot questions to all my subscribers. In addition, I read in English and Spanish. If you guys want to check out those readings and put on the subtitles for more messages, you are welcome to do so. Also, check your other placements if to get more clarification with regards to a reading if you know your chart. All right, yeah. This healing that you are having to go through has a lot to do with a serious heartbreak that you went through. Okay, and so you're in the process of healing, of going through the process of, this is why they tell you trust the process. And I think that that unconditional love is towards you. All right, have that love yourself first. Have that unconditional love for yourself. Okay, this might have been the ending of a frustrating relationship, of a job, or whatever, of somebody who had you feeling like you were tied down to them, who had you really addicted to them in so many ways, right? They used manipulation, they used narcissism to do whatever it was to keep you there, right? To keep you chained. We might see the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. And as I always say, I am not just any tarot reader, you guys, okay? I will never get tired of saying this. When I saw prosperity and then the 7, I knew that we will get the Wheel of Fortune. So things are for sure turning around. You know, this is Sagittarius energy. We have Capricorn energy, and we have Libra energy. So, you know, if you have had setbacks in the past, things become better. Okay, you might have a streak of love coming in, it coming out of nowhere, you playing a little bit of lotto and seeing how that just blows up, right? I just felt that that would be what would come out. And here, I was just talking to you about, you know, I'm not just any reader. Subscribe for that reason. I have people that when I go live, they come back and they're like, oh my God, everything you told me has happened. And, you know, I had this lady reach out to me for a personal reading, and she was like, that's it, you're my reader, because I've never had somebody be so on point with practically the whole reading. It was insane. I mean, it was insane to hear her reaction. What do we have for Aries, please? 2 more cards. I am open for personal readings if you are interested. And then after this, before we move on to money and career, we are going to do your advice. 1 more, please, for Aries. With a new deck that I just got. And the Sun, I don't know if I mentioned that, but all right. And here we have the card that I like to say is the card of everything is possible. Pisces energy, which is the Page of Cups. And I say that because he has that little fish sticking his head out, and that fish is still surviving, right? So this is the card that when you think nothing is possible, it definitely is. All right, as long as you connect to spirit, you ask, you are devoted to praying to the universe, to your beliefs, to your faith, things are possible. And then we have the 8 of Swords. There was definitely a time that you felt like you were just trapped. And you could have run away, but this person had you so addicted. They knew what to do to keep you. They knew how to, you know, have you as their puppet to keep you there. And then you woke up, right? You were living a nightmare, and then you just woke up. You were in a very difficult situation, but you realized that wasn't the place for you. And so here we have the 2 of Swords, right? 2 different paths. Do I go this way? Do I stay with this person? And you stood for as long as you could, right? But now, and you lost many opportunities in that process because you could have had a better job, but because you stood, you didn't give yourself that opportunity. This is Libra energy. This also suggests that you might have some type of disagreements, okay, with indecisions. And this may have already passed. You might be in the process of this happening, right? And making this decision to walk away from a person, from a job, from a situation that had you stuck and addicted. And for your advice, what is the advice for Aries? I think the card, if you're never too old to light a light or something like that, might come out. What do we have for Aries, please? Also, you guys, cleanse your energies. I leave that egg ritual up here. Follow it. All you need is an egg and a cup of water and prayer. Follow that that ritual to cleanse your energies. We're always coming around, you know, negative energy, negative people, and so it's always good to cleanse. You have here the number 25 in any combination. The number, the 2 and the 5 equals to 7, right? More luck. So no such thing as an overeducated witch. So if you guys feel that you need to research, keep learning, keep doing it, because it doesn't mean, you know, there's no such thing as a limit when it comes to education. Okay, so if you want to educate yourself, you want to learn, you want to go online, keep doing it. And that's your advice. Because maybe at some point you stepped away from that and you missed out on those opportunities to be with this person, right, who did you no good. So that might be something you were in the process of doing and you stopped, and they're telling you to go back to that. All right, we are now moving on to money and career. What do we have for Aries? Guys, once again, don't forget to subscribe so that when I go live, you can take advantage and ask me, you know, free questions. All right, we have outside forces. Unknown figures are driving the situation, and you may not be able to control the outcome. This cycle will shift soon, and you will be okay. All right, it was just a cycle that you went through. Because, and I mentioned that in love and in career now, because like I said, when you were with this person in this situation, you stopped yourself from doing better. All right, so that cycle is over, and now you begin, you know, to go back on track, to do your own things, to be self-sufficient and independent. What do we have for Aries? All right, and geez, and we have wealth coming right in for sure, because with the bat, that's a lot of prosperity and luck. So it's just confirming you are moving towards real wealth and prosperity. Keep up the good work. So whatever it is you're doing, do not give up. All right, don't let people tell you otherwise. You see her path is only full of prosperity and wealth and coins. All right, so stay on your path. Don't get distracted. Stay focused. All right, don't listen to people unless, you know, you're using your intuition and you know that these are good people and want and have your best interests at heart. What do we have for Aries, please? Aries. Oh my God, guys, thank you. Jeez. Whenever they're slow and I reprimand them, they come through. All right, work flexibility is our next card. It says seek work flexibility, negotiate remote work options, flexible hours, or part-time roles to achieve better work-life balance. This could also mean this being in addition to what you do, right? Like a side hustle in addition to the things that you do. But just really think about being flexible so that you can earn, you know, more income or better income, extra income, whatever. Okay, we are moving on to love. And there is somebody who wants to tell you the truth, but they can't. Something holds them back. It could be you, it could be them, you know your story, all right? And this might have to do with them telling you, or should I say from them telling you that they want a relationship with you, from them telling you that they don't, right? So it could be anything. Let's see if we have any more guidance with our next card. What do we have for Aries? We are going to do initials and also additional astrological signs to see who is in your energy. Thank you. That was a strong message. It says, challenges are to overcome and bring us to a stronger bond. They're not supposed to break us apart. All right. So this person wants to tell you exactly this. All right. And they don't know how to tell you. So they're not walking away. You're not walking away. They are wanting more to work things out. But, you know, you have free will. And then it says self-love. I said that to you from the beginning, right? This is about you having self-love. This is why if you're watching the short, go to my channel and watch the full reading, because the readings connect. Okay, you had the card of healing, and I told you over and over that now is a time for a lot of self-love, right? That you got the card of unconditional love. And what I said to you was that unconditional love is for you. You are your own unconditional love. All right, we're moving on to oracle messages. What do we have for Aries? Remember that the love reading is love overall, not just, you know, if you're in a relationship with somebody. What do we have for Aries, please? You have 888. The number 8 means change. All right, so this just confirms how much change is going to take place in your life after this cycle closes. Okay, and it says personal power. All that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Angels are sending the number to reassure you of prosperity, again, prosperity, and wealth being ahead. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use it for the greater good. So you cannot make this up. All right. Prosperity confirmed multiple times. With the Wheel of Fortune, we started that way. When we went to Tarot, we had the Wheel of Fortune. When we moved now to oracle messages, it confirms it again. All right. In your journey, there will be times when you feel lost, confused, lonely, and angry. These are times of transition. You won't feel those emotions forever. You are transitioning to a better, stronger version of yourself. Shed away those unneeded layers and keep growing, right? Again, having to do with self-care, with healing, unconditional love for yourself, and moving on, ending cycles, because this is not going to be there forever, right? All right, then we say we have forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. All right, so whatever it is you need to let go, and you're going to need to let it go in order to be able to go through that healing process, right? Because if you don't let it go, you're going to have a harder time healing. And it's just going to be more difficult. But you're on your way, they say. Okay, I just keep hearing you're on your way. BGY, Yvette is the name that comes, that my guides are giving me, and nothing else for any other letter. So this might be last name, first name, or nicknames. And for additional signs, we have Aries, your own sign, Taurus, your fellow earth sign, and Scorpio, fellow water sign. All right, you guys, I hope that this really has resonated. If it didn't today, it will another time. Remember that energy is fluid. You might not see these things happening this week, but maybe next week or within months, right? So please remember, it doesn't cost anything to just tap like, share, and subscribe. Please hype my videos so that I can reach other audience, and so that you may be helping people to take care. Don't forget the egg ritual. One love.
Thanking you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.